So I'm sure that by now many of y'all have seen the $1,000 Death Star leak, and the reactions I've seen are very mixed. I think more people don't like it than people who do like it, and I feel like the majority of people that do like it don't even like it that much. I feel like just looking at it right off the bat, it does not look like it's worth $1,000, because LEGO uses such small pieces now that I feel like the piece count doesn't really matter as much anymore as it used to. Like back then, 100 pieces for $10 was a good price, but now sets are just so much smaller and the pieces are so much smaller, I feel like price per piece isn't as good as it used to be. And that's if it's 10 cents per piece. That's not even counting all the sets that are way overpriced to begin with. And like for the actual set, I know that a lot of people wanted a full sphere. Most people, including myself, kind of wanted that combination of the play set and that one UCS set from the early 2000s, where it's like a play set on the inside but then has the paneling on the outside. But they just didn't even try to go for anything similar to that at all. They went for a slice of the Death Star, which is what is making this set so controversial. I do think that for what they're trying to go for, it looks very good for what they're trying to go for. I just don't think it looks like what a $1,000 Death Star should look like. And I also feel like with the piece count, this set should be like $900, maybe even a little bit less. But of course, it's not going to be that way. Now, for me, the figures are very frustrating. Obviously, there's that handful of new characters here and there, but of course, the majority of the set is going to be characters that we've already seen before. And a lot of them feel like the worst versions of themselves, in my opinion. I mean, for $1,000, I feel like every character should have the most premium amount of printing, dual molded legs, everything that it can have. And there's like, I think 1 or 2 characters, 2 max, that have dual molded legs, out of 38 figures, mind you. And the one that gets me the most is the C-3PO. That figure is literally in a $140 set right now, and it's way better because it has that dual molded silver leg. And now there's this set, which is way more expensive, the most expensive LEGO set ever, and it's not the most premium version of the figure. And now the build, I'm very iffy on. At first, I didn't love it, and I still don't love it, but I don't hate it. I feel like the more that I'm looking at it, the more it's growing on me. I think my favorite part of the build is how the Death Star cannon actually comes on the inside of the diorama. I think that is a super nice touch, but aside from that, it's just a bunch of rooms. And they all look great. They were able to pack a lot of rooms in here, and I really like that. But I don't know, it just doesn't feel like $1,000. Like once you buy it, it's gonna feel big, it's gonna feel grand, but they use so many small pieces that I don't feel like it's gonna feel like you get $1,000. To me, the UCS Millennium Falcon seems more like it'd be worth $1,000 than this. Now, of course, that's probably not the case just given the piece count, but I just feel like the new UCS Death Star just doesn't feel as grand as the Millennium Falcon. And now, we haven't seen the official pictures of the back of the Death Star yet, but I think it's gonna look terrible. I think it's gonna look similar to the back of the Shadowbox Batcave, where it just has those random little splotches of color and doesn't look very good on the back. Now, of course, it's not supposed to be displayed from the back, but people are having speculations of how it's gonna look. I personally think it's gonna look super bad. I feel like it could have been better if they just made it smaller, an actual sphere, and then just put paneling on it. I just feel like this route is a very odd route, and probably the worst route that they could have gone. Because if you asked 100 people what a $1,000 Death Star would look like, 99 out of 100 would have probably said a full sphere with an interior and paneling. And we just got nothing close to that. And a lot of people have talked about, like, what if it is just how it looks right now, and then what if they would have added a back and made the back of it sphere, and made almost like half a Death Star and you can look on the inside of it. I personally think that is a super bad idea because it would just make it very top heavy and make it fall over a lot. Or at least be pretty unstable, most likely. So I think this is an interesting route. I don't think it looks terrible. I just think for the first $1,000 set, it's very underwhelming. I know that LEGO probably intends for this set to sell for the next 4 or 5 years plus, but I honestly will be surprised if it sells past next year. I feel like at the end of 2026, it's gonna retire, if not 2027. I'll be very surprised if it goes any longer than 2 or 3 years. So honestly, I think this set is likely gonna underperform and flop, and I'll be pretty surprised if it doesn't.